Welcome back to the grind. We're doing it again. And guess what? We're going to do it tomorrow and the next day as well. We're coming off a 2-1 night. Of course, we almost hit the sweep. Let's break down some of those picks. Raptors, we had the money line. They win by 28. So that is as free money, as sweat free as you can get. Chet Holmgren, we needed 15 points from him. He finishes, I think, last time I checked, he had like 17, but he gets to 15 points in the third quarter. Easy money. Then the last pick to complete the sweep, we needed a combined score of at least 242 between the Lakers and the Warriors. They scored 238. There were tons of missed free throws. And of course, in the fourth quarter, wide open missed layup by none other than Steph Curry, the guy who's probably the greatest at shooting the ball. Misses a layup. We could have cashed, but we're not gonna pout. 2-1 is profits. We got about 2/3 of a unit yesterday. Just keep stacking them. I'm telling you, this is like the Warren Buffett method of sports betting. No one wants to get rich slow. Everyone wants to hit a $3 million parlay. Well, I'm not good at that. What I am good at is individual picks, and I got 3 picks for you today. Let's start off with the Cavs, -3.5. They're playing the Sixers in Philly. This is -110 on all books. Now, you're probably wondering why it's only -3.5, and we'll get there. Both teams on a back-to-back, and they're coming off a loss. Of course, Sixers without Embiid, and when they don't have Embiid, I've watched them a little bit. They're just left with like perimeter players. And perimeter scoring. We're talking about Oubre. We're talking about Tobias Harris, of course, Maxey. All these guys really want to operate from the outside. They can drive, they can slash, they can score in the paint, but the offense is really starting so far away from the basket. And the Cavs, particularly on defense, are elite. They've excelled, especially in the last 5 games. They've held their opponents to 107 points on average, which is the 3rd fewest in the league over those 5 games. They also hold opponents to the 6th lowest field goal percentage, while offering the 6th least amount of free throw attempts to their opponents in that time span. Not to mention, they get busy on the boards. Number 3 in rebounds, 7th in blocks, and the best assist to turnover ratio in the last 5 games as well. I'm assuming this line is low because they lost last night without Donovan Mitchell, who is sick. I doubt he's sick today, but even if he is sick today and does not play, I think the Cavs are way better than an Embiid-less Sixer team. It's the defense that's the X factor here. We know Mobley can get you 15. We know Garland can get you 15 and maybe 10. Look into the double-double line for him tonight. We know you get a double-double from Jared Allen. Strauss can pick it up. They got some guys that can get you some buckets. And yes, granted, you figure a little home court advantage for the Sixers. They might score a little bit, but they're going against an elite defense. So I really like the Cavs in that play. Next pick, I'm taking the Claw, Kawhi Leonard, over 23.5 points. This is -111 on FanDuel. They're taking on the Grizzlies in Memphis. Clips coming off a tough loss last night versus the Thunder. And actually, Kawhi Leonard has missed his points prop in 5 of his last 6 games. So some people would shy away. I like the number 1 option who's stubborn like Kawhi Leonard to say, well, I'm going to force my way to get my points tonight. He only played about 1 minute in the fourth quarter last night, so I think he's a little bit rested. I think he's fresh legs. Only took 12 shot attempts. So I really do think he picks it up today. Today, he's not going to take 12. I don't think he's going to back down. He knows he's the number 1 option here. He's going to shoot the ball. I watched him play. He doesn't give a damn. He's going to get his shots up. And I think the magic number today is 18. We need 18 field goal attempts from Kawhi Leonard because you know what? In his last 12 games where he got at least 18 field goal attempts, he's hit 24 points in all 12. So we need 18. It is a lot of shots, but it's not a lot of shots for a number 1 option who's been struggling as of late. I like the alpha type to go in there and just put his head down. Work the mid-range. The paint might be a little bit difficult today with JJJ in the paint, but Kawhi got the mid-range, and he has the strength to really battle post and bang down low. I like this pick a lot. That's the second pick. And our last pick, I'm taking the Timberwolves. They're home, hosting the Bucks, -3.5. This is -115 on MGM. The line keeps ballooning up because the Bucks suck, and it takes a minute for our brains to recognize that in the morning. They played prior to All-Star break, I think the first week of April. Wolves were on the road against the Bucks. They handed the Bucks a 24-point loss. However, no Dame Lillard that game. I do remember that game. The Bucks won't have Middleton this game, and they go into Minnesota, who this season they've dominated on defense. Let's go over some of these numbers. They allowed the least amount of points, they allowed the least amount of rebounds, a least amount of field goals made, and they allowed the lowest field goal percentage for their opponents. Their opponents also in the bottom six in three-point percentage. And they allowed the third fewest assists. Points in the paint won't come easy for the Bucks tonight, and that's kind of their bread and butter with Giannis. They've added some shooting with Dame, and Dame didn't play last game, so I'm assuming Dame's going to play well today. He's going to hit some threes, but I just don't see how that's enough. What the Bucks have, you got your Giannis. His line is pretty low, so the books that he's not even going to score 30. And you get Brook Lopez. He can stretch out the defense, but he's like a poor, like I wouldn't even say he's a poor man's Karl Anthony Towns, but like he's like an old half of what Towns can do, and Towns is a little bit quicker. He'll be able to guard and lock up Lopez if he's not stuck on Giannis or whatever the matchups may be. I don't like this for the Bucks at all. I would look into Dame, maybe 30 points, because he's going to need 30, 35 points to keep this relatively close. But I like the elite defensive team at home with rest versus a team who struggles on the road, who isn't healthy. The accoutrement all brings itself together here, and I really like all three picks. I like them so much that I made it my parlay of the day. I actually always recommend, putting a quarter of a unit on the 3-leg parlay of what I do, and you'll be surprised how often you win. In fact, 4 times this month. So 4 times in the 24 days, 23 days, not including you missed about 7 for the All-Star break. But yeah, if you did that, I think you're at like plus 568. So $10 wins you 56, 20 wins you, you know how it goes. But best of luck tonight. Those are my picks. I'm happy to get this out earlier to you today. I'm working on that. I should probably, get this out 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But good luck with that. And good luck tonight. I'll see you tomorrow.